Going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We are starting a great show today. If you haven't watched this before, this is the new way of business, and you are watching it with Dan Beals. All right. So what I like to do is I like to really bring awareness to a lot of things. I really like to talk about sensitive issues. I really like to make you think. All right. So I got somebody here today, and his name is Joel Kouski, and he is another landscaper, and he's up in Illinois, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. He's up in Illinois, and he's doing big things. And I felt that it was really good a good opportunity to bring him on and talk about his situation and what he's doing with his business, because this is absolutely huge. So my topic today is going to be keeping an open mind. All right. As a business owner, especially if you don't have an open mind, you're just going to get stuck on one set direction, and you're not going to know when to veer to another direction once it's needed. Okay. But Joel, man, tell us a little bit about you and the kind of situation that you're in with your business right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you talk about keeping an open mind, man. I got the world in front of me, got a set of experiences behind me for the last 7 years. I've operated a landscape design build company. I used to mow lawns, and 3 years ago I ditched that. It was the best thing I ever did in my company. Now we're to the point where we're at about 800,000 in revenue, and we got our sights set on 1 million this year.
Nice.
Yeah. Add that zero, man, that extra comma.
Right. Absolutely, dude. So you're up there and you're building and building and building. So what are some of the struggles that you went through in the early years of your business?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, I had a lot of outside little struggles, but what I've learned, like especially in the last 2 years, as I'm really trying to automate my company, what I've learned is that my biggest enemy in it was me. It was right here. Okay. It was me shutting down my own ideas. It was me, letting my visionary mind blow up and then reining it back in and saying, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's dangerous. That's risky. It'll make people upset. And employees won't like that if I tell them what to do. Right. The biggest struggles that I've had principally I brought them on myself. My own lack of confidence, my own lack of knowledge, training, experience, networking. Okay. That's the number one source of it.
Right, man. So what was something that really, kicked your butt to change the way you started doing things with your business?
Well, I'll tell you, the flick of the first domino in this whole process of actually improving my company was I sat in this very chair, and it was 3 years ago, I brought in this financial planner. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was Randy. I brought in Randy because he was recommended by some friends to be the kind of guy that would absolutely just tell it to you point blank. Here's what your problem is. And I went to him. I said, man, look, I got a money problem. I was like, I'm trying to go this. I feel like I just can't get ahead. I'm spending money. I'm trying to make money. I'm doing all these great things and I can't make money. And so there he is, and he's got his pen and his paper, taking notes. And as I'm spilling all this information about my business, like 5 minutes into it, he put his pen down and he just looked at me, and finally, after about 10 minutes of talking to this guy, I was like, what do you think, man? What do you think about all this? He said, well, I can tell you your problem right now. And you don't have a money problem. Like, what do you mean I don't have a money problem? I said, Joel, you have a CEO problem. He said, your problem is yourself, man. He said, your problem is completely yourself. You need to be the CEO. You need to not be out there on job sites trying to figure out the best way to rake rock. And you need to run your company. You don't understand. That's your job. And so I pretty much tucked my tail and I'm like, okay, so what the heck do I do with that? But that set the ball in motion for me to start thinking in a different way. Talk about being open-minded. To start thinking like, okay, if my job isn't there, what is my job? So I started researching, man, what is my job? I started talking to other guys in the industry. What is my job? Trying to learn myself, and that created hunger. Then I started getting those pieces of knowledge that actually moved me forward, that actually helped automate my company, that actually helped me get a system in place in my company. And those little wins, dude, that drove me forward. That brought the motivation. I'm like, I'm getting a taste. I just won. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was huge.
Right. Now, how long ago was that when you went through that?
It was about 3 years.
3 years. And what has happened since then?
Well, I put my steel-toed boots away, and I got these really nice wingtip shoes. Okay, so they're the ones that I wear to customers' houses, and I'm dressed nicer than them. Okay, so that was one of the big things. Is I realized that my job was out of the field, and that I'm a coach. Okay, I'm my own company. I'm a coach to my employees. I'm a coach to my subs. I'm a coach to everybody I come in contact with. Okay. And so that mindset is what started developing, right? When this guy kicked me in the butt, that's the mindset that came out of it. It's that I'm not a doer, I'm an enabler.
Right.
So that started shaping just how I go about my day, how I talk to people, the decisions I make.
Right. Now, you're a motivated dude. You can just see it in your personality, the way you talk, you're just hype. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't just a change from this guy. You've always been this way. But it seems like you're really starting to control that. And, like I'm really big about that too. I'm glad you said that, a coach. Okay. Because I look at myself as a manager. I look at myself as a coach to supplies to be able to get my my employees to the right area. They need to set them up for success and be able to push them to new levels. And if I'm not doing that, if I'm not I guess pushing them and coaching them along, then I'm just setting them up for failure. Yep. Now, how many employees do you have by chance now?
So we started off the season, we got 6 right now. Okay. Last year with the seasonal guys, we had as much as 8 and 2 office staff. So we have 6 office staff right now. We'll probably ramp up 8 to 10 this year.
Nice. Okay. So now what kind of positions do you have with your employees? Do you have like a manager? Do you have like a safety coach? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah. So we have winners, man. We have winners and foremost, and we make each other winners. And if somebody's not a winner, then the winners help them be winners. Okay. So we have that blanket attitude. But to actually answer your question, we have, I have a full-time construction manager. That was a position I created based on necessity to get responsibility off of me and into other guys who are, quite frankly, better at it than I am, scheduling, management. I hired a full-time accountant who has project management experience. Okay, so again, another position that it wasn't just like, oh, I need a bookkeeper, so I'll hire a bookkeeper. It was, I found a guy, I actually was trying to find him a job until he said he wanted to be an accountant someday. So I'm like, hey, I got something. Oh, yeah. Okay. Brought him on full-time accountant. Now he and my construction manager run my company. Okay. I manage sales and big decision making. Okay. So from that 3-man management team, the next step, I actually just hired a designer and a sales guy to train. Okay. He's starting here. Not soon enough, but he's starting soon. From there, we have laborers, okay? But we have people that are specific with irrigation or specifically good with hardscaping, right? And we as a management team find those keys, those certain strengths in people, and man, we ride it, we drive it. You know what I'm saying? So I have a management bubble: construction manager, accountant, and then we have laborers. Okay,
right.
That's the organization.
Man, and it seems like you're on the right track. With anything, especially with business, some people struggle with this. That they have the overall picture of what they want their business to be, and they feel like it's wrong because they're not there yet. And it's getting people to understand that it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. You really got to take your time to get there, and you got to hit the right spots and hit in the right areas. Man, it's just, keeping an open mind is just overall, I think, the best thing for me. So like, I read a lot of books. I read, listen to mostly. I don't have time to read. So like, I have a 30-minute commute. So I spend all my time listening, Audible, things like that. And so many things blow my mind. Like, I'm sitting there right now, I'm reading the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, which, if you guys haven't read, holy crap, it is something like it is absolutely magnificent for your business, because
you actually don't read that book, you experience that book.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly. And I'm going through right now, because like, I'm going through my own launches right now, and it is really pushing me to like really go so much farther, rather than just my partner shot me a list of 25 companies to call. I went through it in like an hour. It was quick, and then I was just like, I need more. So I just got more, and I just keep on going, and to really jump your level. And it's not about, it's the goals. That's the big thing. It's the goals. Once you start setting goals for yourself, and you got to set that big end goal, because if you don't have something to look up to, then you're just aimlessly driving, and you essentially don't know where you're going. But it's God, there's so much out there with keeping your mind open. Have you read any books that really blew your mind like that?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Of course, I read the 10X Rule. Also, Grant Cardone's Be Obsessed or Be Average. Okay. But the first book that I read after that experience with the financial advisor, the first book that I read was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I started off with that book, because that book gives you the framework by which you can apply the knowledge from other books. Okay.
Right.
Gave me the infrastructure to even process the information from other books. It showed me what to put this information in, right? So I started there. And again, as an audiobook, listening to Dr. Covey speak is captivating, right? So I started off with that one. There's been several others, the Grant Cardone books. Also, Gary John Bishop has that book, On Yourself, right? That one, okay? Yep. Listen to that one once, and then needed to listen to it 3 more times. It's not what you think. Another one, Rocket Fuel. Okay. It's a book that describes, if you've heard it, it's a book that says in business there are visionaries and there are integrators. It requires both. I am the visionary, dude. I'm the guy that says, man, so all right, so we can take this trailer and we can put this in it, and then we can hang that out of it and pull it with that truck, and you could do this and you could do that. And I'm like, just mind blown. And then my construction manager goes, no. Who's gonna do that? Who are you gonna pay for 14 days to sit there and organize what you just did? And then my finance guy's like, I don't see any money to do that with, So I'm like, okay, well, cool. So we'll just put that one in the book as maybe a good idea, But without people, I would be having those ideas, okay? And like, I'm the guy, my goals will change, dude. I get distracted easily. I'm like adult ADD all the way,
Oh, yeah.
But with those goals, it's like driving down a highway and you're coming up close to a big city. Those billboards start popping up and going by, and you're watching like, oh, that's cool. And whoa, there's traffic right in front of me, You're not where you're going. There's all these things that want to pull you off that path.
Right.
One purpose that you are laser focused on. You don't care what those billboards say, Right. Now, I'll take it a step further. I'm getting philosophical here, okay? But when you talk about having that partner, that team, if I'm the one who's laser focused and got my eye on that prize, got my eye on that goal, and I'm not even watching those billboards, I might need to see those billboards go by. The guy in the passenger seat who will look at those things and going by, and he'll watch for them, and he'll tell me when the one's coming up that we might want to look at. See what I'm saying?
Right.
All the while, I can keep my company pointed directly the way it needs to go. My team all around me can pay attention to the things that they need to pay attention to without me getting distracted. That's
Oh my
what
God.
meant when he said you need to be your CEO. Okay, so
Yes.
that
Yes.
is
And
my path right.
you hit a great point for me. Okay. So you don't have to have all the answers. All right. It's surrounding yourself with the right people to where you don't have to think about every single little thing. All right. Mm-hmm. So it's just like if your day is getting busy, you need to have an agenda. You need to have a CRM. You need to have something to where you can schedule out your days, because if you have appointments every hour of the day, you need to be able to manage those, and you need to be able to do it seamlessly without any problem. But if you have to constantly think about them, then you're forgetting about the big picture of everything else. Yeah. So, and it's the same thing with setting the right people in play. So I like to use this reference a lot of Andrew Carnegie. All right. Mm-hmm. He knew absolutely nothing about steel before he got into the steel industry, but he surrounded himself with the right people that made him great at what he did. He was a business person, surrounded himself by people with steel knowledge, and now he's a steel expert. Okay, mm-hmm. So it's not about knowing all the details in your head. It's about having that right person that's right next to you that can give you those answers. It's about having,
So let me just tell you. So everybody who's watching this video right now, you're probably the same thing. You're like, well, great. Joel's got a team in place. Good for Joel. Joel's got a team. I can't afford a team. I can't pay a construction manager. I can't pay an accountant. I can barely pay my bills and get through jobs at a 12.5% margin right now. I can't afford that team. I'm going to tell you something. It's your own mindset that I lived for 4 years before this dude kicked me in the butt. That's the mindset that I had of thinking that I can't afford to move forward. That's what you're telling yourself, is that you can't move forward. Okay? I didn't move forward until I got this team. Okay? So if you're going to call yourself a business owner, if you're going to actually be an entrepreneur, these are the risks that are riding on your shoulders that you're taking every day. Okay? It's the risk of saying, if I want to actually see my 4 kids before 9 o'clock at night, then I need to find a team member that can contribute in a way that removes me from this office, okay? And you need to pull that trigger. You're not going to see the financial benefit of it as soon as you do it. Mm-hmm. You're going to live life better, okay? And when you live life better, your brain is going to work better, and your brain is going to think about important things, and you're going to make better decisions, and then you're going to move your company forward. You're going to push the gas pedal and move down the frickin' highway, okay? Right. So I know that you're thinking it, because everybody thinks it. I can't hire them. I can't afford them. I can't afford that pure overhead. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2 things. 1, do it. 2, charge more if you really feel bad about it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Businesses do. I raise my prices when I incur more overhead. Okay. That's how businesses work. But you got to I can't afford the people that forward my company.
It is a constant hustle. Okay. Yeah. So you constantly have to be moving forward, and you have to take chances on yourself. So being a business owner, you already took a huge chance on yourself. Okay. And now everybody always wants to hire people that they want a great employee. But then they go through employees because they don't have the same mindset as them. Now, you have to understand this as a business owner, that this business is your baby, okay? So look at your child that's running around right now, and, you might post a picture of them, and you're absolutely in love with that kid, but somebody else might think that's an ugly baby. Okay. So it doesn't matter what other people think, it's what you think, but understanding the fact that no one is ever really going to care about your business the way you do, as long as you are building a great structure, and you're giving systems, and you're providing a culture. People are going to want to stay with you. If you offer people to grow with your business, then they're going to stay, and they're going to want to be with it, but no one is ever going to see it like you do until you really give them a piece.
That's right. Yeah. Your employee's got to have buy-in. I'll tell you, the guy who's my construction manager right now, he came from a restaurant. Okay. And he liked working for the restaurant. So I thought, I'll give this guy a shot, and I'll see if he can, if he can pick things up. Well, showed up to his job interview at 5 o'clock in the afternoon wearing khakis and a sweater vest and had a fresh hat. And I hired him.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy cares enough to take care of himself and make a good impression. And if I can squeeze that little bit, okay, out of this guy, bottle it up, give him a shovel, and let him turn into something good on a job site, at least I know he has a great foundation upon which he can be trained.
Right.
And that guy has been phenomenal for me. I just gave him a $3 an hour raise last year and said, I need you to manage scheduling, organizing subs, material ordering, and communications on job site. I'm going to call you a construction manager. Do you take the job? And he was like, I am all in.
Right.
My job, right? I'm driving the car, right? I'm going the right direction. I'm laser focused. My job now that this dude is that much more committed to me, my job is to make this the best place this guy could ever work. Ever.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I may not be able to afford healthcare with the way that system is right now, but I can make sure that I'm happy and enthusiastic, and that these guys are going to see a smile and have a manager, a boss that has a sound mind, okay, and is making this great decisions on their behalf. My job is to make this the best experience possible for them. So
absolutely.
Right. You see this paradigm shift from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, of like just doing more, right? 10X. The whole 10X rule can be totally misinterpreted to thinking, I need to push a shovel faster. I need to dig deeper. I need to rake harder. No, man. No. Take action that actually moves you forward, right? A lot of times that's going to be taking action through other people. That's taking action to make your company be the best place it can possibly be to work.
Right. Absolutely. And, and it goes with the culture. That goes with the culture, what you're bringing to the table. Most of the people in the lawn care industry, they've left another company to start their own because their boss was a dick. Their boss didn't let them do anything. They were always over their shoulder. Their boss did this. Their boss did that. Okay. All right. Now that you got those excuses out of the way and you started your own business, now how are you as a boss? Did you learn from that boss? Because just because they're a bad boss doesn't mean that you can't take a lot of key factors from them. Because one, they could be really good at what they do, and you learned a lot of really great aspects of the industry. And then two, they could be a really horrible boss. And you can learn so much from that because you know what you don't want to be. You want to be an open-minded person. You want to take feedback from your employees. You want to make them feel heard. You want to give them growth. And there's so much that's give and take with that. And it just goes with the culture of exactly what you're talking about. You hire somebody on, and then now he's taking charge and he's just building it up. And then your business is growing. It's steadily growing, and you're running your marathon. Yeah, running your marathon. Absolutely. So this is another thing I want to talk about. Never giving up on yourself. All right. So when you're hiring employees, when you're getting rejection, okay, it's really hard on yourself. You're doing calls, you're trying to find new work, you're trying to hire new employees to take on new work, and it just doesn't seem to be happening, or you're having rollover left and right. It's not personal, but the thing is sometimes you do have to look at yourself. Okay. So me as a manager, okay, if something is going wrong in my store, if I'm putting blame on somebody else, then all I'm doing is what everybody else does, is just putting the blame on that person, putting on the blame because that happened or whatever. Okay, let's talk, let's relax. Let's take a big look at what I can do to change the situation. Maybe I need to change something about myself. Maybe I need to have a different approach. Maybe I need to have something that is different. Okay, so what you got to look at as a whole is, so when you're trying to hire employees, are you just putting up your job post on Indeed, on Monster, on Craigslist? You got to be actively going out there and finding people, especially in an economy like this where it's so everybody has a job. It's really hard. I've been talking about this a few times because it's a very sensitive topic in the industry, and it gets very disheartening when you can't seem to find that one employee. But you got to also understand that they want growth, and that's a huge thing. Huge thing. Yep. All right, Joel,
so you talk about never giving up on yourself.
Right.
I just want to. I know you're going somewhere with this, but I want to stop you there. You talk about never giving up on yourself. And you talk about maybe I should change my approach, maybe I should this or that. Like, you got to understand, you will always have things not go right. You're not no magic decisions that make things go right. Okay. Okay. So all the failures in your life lie in the future, and they lie in uncertainty. Okay? Now, all the successes in your life lie in the exact same spot. They're in the future and they're in uncertainty. Okay? As you're moving forward, you're doing the best that you possibly can to find the successes. But they may be completely encapsulated in failure, and you may have to beat your way into it. So get it out of your head right now. To everybody watches, get out of your head right now that you're going to go straight to success, because you're not. You're going to make a phone call and somebody's going to call you a prick, never call me again. And okay, great, pick up the phone and call somebody else. Move on. Expect those things. Okay? Expect the unexpected things to actually happen, man. It's a reality. It's be that.
Right.
Okay? So, like when a jet takes off, okay, and flies from Chicago to LA, okay, that jet, the entire time it's in the air, it will never actually be on course. It'll be slightly one way or another, right? It'll be up, down, left, yaw, this way, that way. It'll be off a little bit, but it has systems in place that always bring it back to the direction it needs to go. That always correct and compensate. Okay? Your job as the owner of your company is to be the one to create those systems that brings it back on track. It'll never be on course. Your business will never be on course. You will never be perfect tracking on exactly. You'll always be a little bit off. You don't want to get all the way off, but you just got to understand, okay, that you will always be off, okay? And the key to keeping yourself back on is to never give up on yourself, okay?
Right.
So I'm done now, okay?
All right. Well, hey, it was a great one.
Never giving up on yourself. It's a huge thing.
Oh, absolutely. And being a business owner, you're the top. You have no one else to go to. Like the only thing that you have now is like these groups. Okay. When you're the business owner, you're supposed to have all the answers. Okay. And these groups are great. I love all the groups that I'm in because I can ask whatever I want and I get so much help from everybody. This industry as a whole is just absolutely amazing. And I really believe that in the next few years, there's going to be a massive shift and massive change in this industry. And a lot of business is really going to skyrocket. And I really see that coming, and I can't wait to be part of it. I really can't wait. I can't wait. So I want to thank you, Joel. Man, you are an awesome guy. If you guys don't watch Joel's videos, you need to watch him. He's super exciting to watch. If you can't tell, he's got a super upbeat personality, and you want to watch this guy, and definitely check him out. He's all over the place. Check him out and watch his videos, and keep on hustling, guys. Keep on hustling.
Hey, Dan, I'm gonna go ahead and write my channel on the board behind you. Would you do that?
Yeah, I can write it. What is it?
So you got youtube.com/my name, Joel Kouski.
It's like that.
Bam. Look at that right there. Thanks, dude. Even better.
Yeah.
See? Use technology, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Dan, thanks
I love this program.
for having me on here, man. Any chance I can get to share knowledge with people that are stuck in that grind, that got their necks up against the ceiling, that are at the plateau. Dude, I've been there, man. I'm there all the time. All right. Let's roll. Let's do this together, man. We got to be shoulder to shoulder going forward.
Absolutely. We got to stick together as a community, as an industry, as a whole, and really help each other just fly. All right. And this is an absolute great time to do it. With everybody that's out there doing all these videos, if you don't do videos yourself, I would highly influence you to do them. All right. Step out of your comfort zone, really try out new things, because once I started doing these videos, I swear to God, my entire mindset changed and all this opportunity started flying. Everything is just coming together like crazy. Crazy.
That's right. Hey, speaking of videos, do you mind?
Go for it.
Go ahead and get my selfie video. You good with that?
Yeah. Do your thing. Hey,
look, some of you don't know this guy, but that's your fault. This is Dan Beals. This man is changing the world right now, and I get to be a part of it, man. Woo! All right? Tune in. Dan Beals, you're going to keep on hearing that name, and you're going to keep hearing my name right alongside him. Bam. There you go.
Awesome. Love it, dude. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it. And, man, I appreciate you, and you keep on hustling and do your thing, man. I can't wait to watch your business grow.
You as well. Thanks a lot, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye. See you later, guys. Oh, it's gone.